Ah, Van Persie. Van Persie, j'ai dit, c'est l'un des meilleurs joueurs pour moi dans le monde. Quand je parle de Robin, je parle de. Moi, je revois Robin, son but qu'il a marqué à Charlton, moi. C'est là où moi, je revois Robin parce que il a marqué un but magnifique, cette époque en 2007. Et moi qui le côtoie tous les jours à l'entraînement, je dis, c'est incroyable. C'est un joueur fantastique.
Well, that's perfectly summed up. His left foot was a weapon feared by all his opponents. Always well placed. He only needed one chance to score. Here is a look at the great penalty era artist, Robin Van Persie. Subscribe to Megafoot, the best of football in video. Robin Van Persie was born in Rotterdam on August 6, 1983. Passionate about football, the young man grew up in the Kralingen district. As a youngster, he turned to Excelsior, a club located a few kilometers from his family home. But the adventure did not go as well as expected. The club's directors asked him to leave the youth academy because of his hard-to-handle temper. It was in these conditions that the 16-year-old arrived at Feyenoord, another legendary club in Rotterdam. Robin turned professional just 1 year after his arrival. The year was 2001, and the least we could say is that everything will follow very quickly. Playing as an attacking left midfielder, he was propelled into the starting 11 only a few weeks after his debut in the league. The cause? His talent, of course. The Dutchman was a key figure in his club's triumphant UEFA Cup campaign. In the final against Borussia Dortmund, the Dutch fans only had eyes for the young prodigy. It was simple. For 63 minutes, Robin entertained his audience. His enchanting controls and his left foot are full of promise. But beyond this historic success, the boy does not want to steal the limelight from the bosses in the locker room. Yet success continued to chase him. A few weeks later, he was awarded the title of Best Newcomer in the Eredivisie, following in the footsteps of the likes of Kluivert and Seedorf. All of Europe then lusted after the youngster. The fans, for their part, began to dream of a new Van Basten. Robin enjoys this flattering reputation. He knows that he is superior, different. From this comes an insolent ambition, which unfortunately turns into arrogance. His attitude changes. He shows up at training sessions with a certain nonchalance, combined with a form of laxity that annoys. Treated as a stuck-up by his teammates, RVP sinks into his character and isolates himself. His coach at the time, Bert van Marwijk, did not appreciate the diva's whims either. One day, he dislikes his left-wing position. On another, he decides to take all the dangerous free kicks like a general. This was too much for the Dutch coach, who decided to exclude him from the first team. Worse, communication between the two men was no longer possible. Robin is eating his heart out in the reserves while his superior is tinkering with a system of play to make up for his absence. A blessing in disguise, you might ask? Well, no. The native of Rotterdam withdrew into himself, resentful. It took a stroke of fate and 2 long seasons for Van Persie to settle down for good. The turning point came on April 15, 2004. On that day, Ajax's reserves were playing Feyenoord. During the match, the Ajax Ultras decided to openly attack the Orange Baby, author of the equalizer and of a very provocative celebration. Indeed, Robin has no other whim than to send kisses to a crowd under tension. The insolence was insurmountable for the Ultras, who, at the end of the match, threw themselves onto the pitch and wiped their shoes on the face of their striker. Warmed up by his violence, Robin signed for Arsenal a few weeks later, a €4.5 million sudden departure. RVP left behind him his beloved club and unfulfilled promises. At 21 years of age, the Dutchman arrived at Arsenal Invincibles. There he rubbed shoulders with stars, with the responsibility of replacing a worn-out Dennis Bergkamp. But the first few weeks are difficult. The one who thinks he is a demigod has to hang on for his first games in the reserves. On August 8, 2004, Robin finally arrives in the first team, number 11 on his back. He takes part in the victory of the Gunners during the Community Shield against Man United. 45 minutes of high level. Unfortunately, the epic fades away. Van Persie was still too tender to dethrone the homegrown guns Henry and Pires or Ljungberg. His adaptation to English football lasted a year. Now confident and well integrated into Arsene Wenger's group, Van Persie was voted Player of the Month in November 2005, a turning point. From being a luxury teammate, the Dutchman will gradually move to the status of team star. Repositioned in the center after Thierry Henry's departure for Barcelona in 2008, RVP combines performance and class. He will end his London adventure on a high note. 48 games, 37 goals, and a title of top scorer in the Premier League. After 8 years of loyal service, it's time to say goodbye. Robin is leaving for Manchester United for €30 million. A real heartbreak for the Gunners, who see their hopes of a title disappear a little more with this departure. At the Red Devils, Van Persie will give everything. A Premier League title, Man United's 20th. A Community Shield to start the next season, and, as a bonus, the league's top scorer award. Wayne Rooney, his direct competitor, is not doing so well. At 30 years of age, the Dutchman is on the verge of the top of his sport. The summer of 2015 marked a new turning point in his career. Robin decided to leave England for a new challenge, heading to Turkey and Fenerbahce for €6.5 million. 2.5 years in the Turkish club, 87 games for 36 goals. A fine record for the 33-year-old Dutch. A final spell can still be done. In 2018, during the winter break, he returned to his roots, Feyenoord. The red and white club was delighted to welcome him back. He played 2 seasons there, scoring 25 goals in 46 games. The circle is complete. At the age of 36, the Dutchman decided to hang up his boots, much to the delight of his fans. A true spearhead for the Gunners, then for the Mancunians. Robin was also a pillar of the Orange attack. He was called up for the first time for the Netherlands on June 4, 2005, in a qualifier against Romania, when he was just 21 years old. A first goal against Côte d'Ivoire in the 2006 World Cup propelled him into the starting 11 alongside Van Nistelrooy and Arjen Robben. Despite some decent performances, Holland was eliminated in the 8th final by Figo and Ronaldinho's Portugal. 2 years later, Robin played in the Euro 2008, a goal against France, then another against Romania. The Dutch were unstoppable. They were considered the favorites for the competition, but fell in the quarterfinals to a great Russia. Van Persie, unfortunately, experienced several failures. The most striking was in 2010 and the World Cup final lost to Spain. He will be even more bitter at Euro 2012 after his country's elimination in the group stage. The Rotterdam native will play his last international competition in Brazil at the 2014 World Cup. As a great goal scorer, Robin scored 4 goals in 6 games, including a legendary header against Spain. With his confidence, he took his team to the semifinals. The Dutch, defeated by Messi's Argentina, will finally reach the 3rd step of the podium. Son of a sculptor father and a painter mother, Van Persie boasts one of the most elegant left feet in Europe. He undoubtedly left his mark on his national team. Robin Van Persie was a rare raw talent with above-average creativity. A true champion, no doubt about it. His change of attitude will have a lot to do with it. The result of a lot of physical work combined with a solid mental preparation too. His children can be proud of their father. He is now an example for the younger generation. Thank you for watching our video. What do you think? What do you think of Van Persie's career? Was he valued at his true worth? If you liked it, don't hesitate to talk about our channel around you, to like it, to share it. See you soon for a new video. Ciao!